This video is the conclusion for my project on the Screencast-O-Matic videos and posting them to Google Classroom to be accessed by students who were absent from class in order to communicate with them, as well as using the Screencast-O-Matic videos to provide additional support for students on a certain topic or lesson that was a little bit challenging for them. So after collecting data in all different areas of this project, the conclusion, I'm finally wondering what's next. It seems odd that I'm posting a conclusion video and wondering where do I go from here. But for me, even though the formal project is done, I have implemented this now in my classroom and it seems to be working well. And as I mentioned before, although I hadn't posted videos for the Spanish 3 class prior to data collection, since data collection, I have posted videos for them. So I'm curious to see, after posting a few more, collecting data from them in regards to how effective the videos are, and and then from everyone, what works well and what can continue to, remain the same and what should be done differently. But the project doesn't change for me. So even though I don't have to formally report out on it, I still will be collecting data. I still will be continuing to follow the criteria that I had implemented the project on back in September, which was, when 25% of my students, 25% or more of the students are absent, that I would create a video explaining what they missed, and then any additional information, tutorials or anything like that were important for that particular lesson that day. And I'll continue doing that. And I'm going to not change the, I really do have a question for my students, but I think it will be more, I will pose that question closer to the end of the year, about, whether or not 25% is a doable number, or, if that makes sense for us or if it doesn't. So I think it works. I know I had my questions about it, if it was too much or too little earlier on, but I think that given a little bit more time, and we'll see how, how it goes through the winter and stuff, and if there are increased absences and things like that, and how that plays into that. But yeah, I'm going to continue following the criteria that I had originally set forth. It's not something that I wanted to do for half a year, because I think that continuity is good for students. And I just, in terms of what do I need more time anyway for me to feel like I can sufficiently collect the correct amount of data, because what I have now is okay. But as I mentioned in prior videos, and in earlier on in the project, there are times when I wish I could have recorded more, and maybe I should have. But following the criteria, I did what I was set out to do. So I was happy with that. And this project was actually eye-opening for me. It really was. I think that I didn't expect, how can I put this? I have taken classes before, while simultaneously while teaching. However, I didn't expect, I don't want to say the amount of work, but the amount of work. Not because it was impossible, but because I was trying to teach, and I also wanted to follow what I said I was going to do for the project and follow it exactly, instead of, and I didn't even do that for the Spanish 3 class because I couldn't. So that was interesting for me. And sometimes that's a little bit difficult for me. I think balancing both things, being a professional at work and being a professional student, um, kind of balancing that sometimes is work. It's a lot of work. And wanting to do the best at both, especially when some extraneous circumstances come up, is a little bit challenging sometimes. But it is doable and it can be done. And, I think that, some of my kids' responses were interesting to me. I didn't expect some of those. And I didn't expect the problem that came up that I identified in my problem identification. I didn't expect that to be my problem, and I'm glad I didn't expect it. It was surprising, but again, as I said, it was eye-opening for me that that was an issue that we need to deal with. Um, so in closing, I really actually did enjoy the project, even though it was a lot of work for me to balance everything. But I think that it is beneficial, and I appreciate that it's something that is, I'm not just doing it to write it on a piece of paper. I think that I'm doing it, and I have, um, I don't know, I have passion about it. I have a connection to and believe in that this is actually something that is beneficial to my students, which is why I actually chose to use the Screencast-O-Matic videos to reflect and to analyze and to do my narratives, because I'm like, well, if I don't believe in it and I'm making my kids do it, then that doesn't really make sense, and I really do like it. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what the results pose for the end of the year. I'm curious to I would try doing it solely for subplans first, just a video only for subplans and no like written text, and just see how that goes. That would be my kind of trial thing. And then the maternity leave piece will be interesting to see if I can pull that one off. But we'll see how the rest of the year goes, just with the regular videos and then the subplans, and then make some other determinations from there. Thank you very much.